All right. Hey guys, welcome to Unplugged Wednesdays. I am your host for today, Jeannette Echevarria, with the Freedom Network. A little bit about me. I just want to start it off because I kind of never tell my story or tell what I've been, up to really in the back of the thing. So I want to share with you guys. I've been in a little over 9 years in real estate. I do specialize in growing teams. I'm passionate for expansion teams at that. So, different areas, different markets. I found a very good interest that I think that falls back maybe on my military background. Not myself, married to a Marine, and we used to travel a lot. And I think that was a huge part of me. And honestly, I love the change. I love changes. And so that's something that, I've learned that about myself. And I've learned to just kind of go with it, right? And make it your own, however it is, whatever your passions are, really they're true to you. And so growing teams and expansion teams in different areas, different states, it's one thing I've been doing for the last about 4 or 5 years. And in the last couple of years as well, we've been venturing into wealth building and different strategies on how to, set ourselves, and our families up for a legacy, to leave a legacy. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I do want to ask, and I know we're all on, cameras are off. May hopefully your mics are on, but scream it out loud. Like I want to ask you guys, like, are you guys wanting to have fun today? Can I hear claps or something? Some
Yeah,
key, hit a key or
I'm
something.
always down for fun.
But I do want to ask, are you ready to get real? Because we're gonna get real.
All right, get real. Let's do it.
Let's go. I like it. Okay. So what I want to share with you guys is a little bit of some stories that I have personally, and I feel like I do not share a lot of things that are happening behind the scenes, with it when it's my career, my own personal growth, however it is. And I do find it takes a huge power. It takes courage to admit some things and really become aware. But when you're in that state, I think it'll push you to another level, and I think that's when you really will reach your maximum potential. And I want that for everybody. Like not just for my family, for friends. I want that from my colleagues, my partners, because there's so much power in the way of coming together and the collaboration. What I can get from each and every one of you, it's going to be something totally different than what I already have, and it can elevate my skill set. It can elevate me as a human and as an entrepreneur. So I want to talk to you about three things that will improve your well-being and your business and wealth and results, right? So the first thing that I do want to, we talk about it a lot, and I don't know if people get deep into the mindset, but mindset is everything. I mean, when it talks about your personal um, endeavors, your personal experiences, what you're going through emotionally, mindset is everything about your fitness, right? Like if you want to get right, it takes a lot of it takes a lot of time for you to work on yourself, right? So being aware is the first step for me. I've been in different I can tell you in different times in my life. For example, 3 years ago, I took a success coach certification. I want to become a coach, right? And I want to be certified because a lot of professionals in our industry call themselves coaches, but are they certified? Have they gone through the processes and training? Do they have a coach themselves? That's something that you want to ensure, right? When we're talking about getting coached. And so I wanted to go through that process because I felt like I never truly had a coach in my life, whether it was fitness, whether it was personal mindset or and in business. So I went through this training, and the first thing that the first phase of the whole training was actually awareness. So becoming aware. So we did several studies on ourselves that brought us to awareness, right? Who you are brought us to what you want out of life, what makes you you. And that is something that is so embedded in us that there's nothing we can do about it, to be honest with you. Like, what we have in our core is something that we can't do anything with it. I mean, yes, I'm sure that there's some exercises and some things that you can work on yourself to improve, and if it's something that's so not a positive thing in your life. But what we have in our cores really makes us who we are, and we have to own up to it. Like, that's just how it is. Like, the realness of it is what it is. Who you are is who you are. Embrace it and teach it and tell others you're okay with being who you are so others can accept you for who you are, right? And if they don't, they will get out of your life, like, without you even trying. And so being aware, for example, personally in my life right now, I'm a team leader. I have team members that I'm responsible for their production, right? Or at least I feel I'm responsible for the production. And so there's a part of me who struggle with why, why isn't everyone being successful and having the same success and everything? And sometimes I put my blinders on, or I close my eyes, and then I'm struggling with how can I get them to get there, to want more? How can I get them in production and to believe in themselves because I believe in them? And and then it comes to, you become aware that it is what it is. People enter this industry because they want to have their own business, right? They want to grow their own business and have their own baby. And so, me as a team leader, I'm there to support and guide you, right? And provide all the guidance and experiences that I can, but I can't push you to get to that goal that I set for you. It has to be you, right? So becoming aware is the first step in every aspect of your life, whether it's your fitness levels, you want to hit a certain fitness goal, but you're not, you need to be true, be true to yourself. That, are you putting in the time at the gym? Are you putting in the time at eating right? Are you sleeping more than 7 hours a night? I know most of us don't. All that affects you, your stress levels, everything affects your health, right? And your fitness goals are gonna be the result of that. And so the first step is being aware, like knowing who you are, knowing what you want. And the next step is, that's the tough one, right? Is the implementation, because now we have to implement whatever it is that we desire into our life plan. And so implementation, comes in different ways. I think it's about who you who you are as a person, how you like to learn things, how you want to, what works for you, right? So, for example, some people may want to write a plan in writing, like with pen and paper. They want to touch the pen, they want to touch the paper, they want to see it. And some people that may work for them. Some people might want to type it, right? They love the computer, hitting the keyboard, seeing it there, really pretty and perfect, right? Perfect writing. And then there's some people who actually do it in a mind map. The mind map, I'm really passionate about. I love it. I love seeing it. However, I haven't really implemented it myself, which I'm really sad that I've done that. Because I kind of geek out on it. I see a mind map and I'm like, whoa, this is so cool. You can put all your ideas, all your goals, everything there, and you see it visually, right? But my thing is, I think my disconnect is because I am a kinesthetic learner. I want to touch things, I want to see them, and I want to hear them, in many ways, right? And so maybe I'm losing that touch, right? I see it and it's pretty, but I can't really touch it, right? I didn't draw it myself. And so maybe that's my disconnect with that. But you got to find what works for you, and then you can go ahead and work towards your goals. But implementation, without you being aware of really what you want and knowing really what you want, that implementation is not going to go anywhere, because what will happen is that you're going to probably be working towards goals that are on the surface, superficial, maybe goals for other people, because you don't really realize about yourself that you have been just a support system, and then you're supporting other people's goals and seeing their visions, but you're not seeing yours. And so that implementation, but awareness, it's huge, right? And I like this next word that I put in, and I put in this program today, and it's called grit. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like my husband's background. He has given me exposure and experiences, that are like the nitty-gritty stuff, right? Like being part of, let's see, Run Tough Mudders or Go Ruck events. And, I feel like I'm part of like a military family, and getting dirty and getting the hard work, putting in the work and the sweat and tears. That's what I call grit, like giving your all, whatever, how ugly it looks, but giving your all. Like at the end of the day, you're like, dude, I'm crying, I'm crawling on the floor, I'm in pain because my muscles are giving up. My muscles are cramping to a point I can't even walk, and I refuse to get picked up. And I refuse to stop because I've already put in halfway, halfway, more, another half, and I'm done. Like, and so grit is something that I'm very passionate about, and I think we all can relate here, that we've all gone through something that it may not have been as pretty, but you got to the end goal and you're like, I'm done. And so I think that's really what life is about, you know, just being aware. Look, I'm like sweating because I'm so passionate about this. But awareness, implementation, and grit to get to your result. And I think you would reach whatever your maximum potential is, in every aspect of the word. It could be in your personal life, it could be in your health, and definitely in business. But I'm gonna take a hand. I have William here. What's up?
Yeah, so
Talk
I
to me.
wanted to add to what you had said. It was very, very uplifting because I resonate with you. Obviously, being my wife, we talk about these things consistently back and forth, and we kind of like help each other and build each other into newer heights, right? And when you started talking about the mindset of everything, I totally agree with that. A couple of years ago, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the influencer Dean Graziosi or Grazianski. I'm not sure if I'm like butchering his name, but he has this exercise online, and it's called the 7 layers, right? And it's very difficult to actually do, and it's a very self-reflecting exercise, right? And the thing about it is, to go back to what Jeannie had mentioned about that grit, you really have to hone in your why, right? Your why is what's going to push you on those dark days. Motivation is temporary, right? After that motivation is that drive. That why is just going to push you through those dark days, those dark moments. Like, why are you actually doing what you're doing, right? And then Dean's exercise with the 7 layers, you go through 7 layers of asking the question why, right? And for me, I'm still stuck on step 6. I can't get to step 7. And by the time that you get there, it's supposed to be very emotional, very personal. It's something that will more than likely bring you to tears because you're facing something that happened to you in your life, right? Whether it was a childhood, some kind of trauma or something like that. Like, why do we do what we do? Why is family important? Why are having options important? Why is freedom important? Why are friendships, loyalty? Why is money important? Your lifestyle? All of these things, when you start trying to answer why, you're going deeper and deeper and peeling the layers of the onion, right? So when you finally get to that core, that real reason, that spark, that little fire or that kindle that you have in your heart, your soul, that's what you need to nurture. And when you finally discover that thing and you start adding the fuel to the fire, now that flame is undeniable. Anybody that you walk across, anybody that you get in front of, they can see it. They cannot see your shine. They can't see your brightness. And if you add authenticity to it and being genuine, dude, the sky's the limit at that point. Now you're making meaningful and long-lasting connections. You're earning trust. You're gaining so much from that experience that definitely it is a breakthrough. It will be transformative to your life. And that's what I wanted to add. So I don't want to steal your thunder, but I just want to put those 2 cents out there.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. And yeah, guys, those 7 levels of why, they're very emotional. They're very, I didn't get to my 7th and neither did Will. And honestly, it's been a while since we've done it. Maybe we can revisit some, but sometimes you're not ready. You're not ready to face those things because they might not be as pretty as as we all want it to be, right? Oh, sometimes we just want to forget. But it gets deep, you get real, you become aware of who you are and why you are the way you are. And that's something that I know a lot of us struggle with. I know personally, I'm very honest with you guys, and I have people here who've known me for over 15 years or more, that I've spent a lot of time with. And, I can share with you that there's a lot of times that you are fighting yourself. And like that's something that my husband and I would talk about. He's like, you're almost like battling yourself. And I said, I know, I have this internal battle with myself. And then it wasn't until I was aware of why my drive, my behavior, what drove everything, from the core. And then I started realizing, wow, that's why I'm this way. And how is it affecting other people, right? Because then you start thinking about that, like how is it affecting my business relationship, my personal relationship, my friendships, my family. And so then you start being aware, and now you can kind of catch yourself, right? And although you might not be able to change it immediately, or maybe you don't want to change it because you're embracing it and it's the you that you want. And so um I would say just be open to learning more about yourself, because I think that's when you really will reach your maximum potential in every aspect of your life. And it's just being real and owning it, and just telling to people, and if people don't like it, oh well. Like, oh well, I am me, right? And you're still gonna love me. And if you don't love me, then I'm sorry. I love me, right? And so that's something that I wanted to kind of put out today. And I would love to hear if anyone has gone through this experience before, have learned the different levels of their why. And if you're open to sharing, we're open to hear.
So I guess for me, it kind of sounds like setting boundaries, right? And learning how to set those. And I've learned as I've gotten older how to do that better. Like what works for me, what doesn't, how to,
Yeah,
certain family members even, can't be around them. It's going to take away my mojo.
yeah, absolutely. And you have to like ensure that no one can take that away from you, right? Like don't give people the control. Like as much as people might be as close as they could be my husband, it could be my best friend, right? My business partner. Like don't, I sometimes people mean well and they do, but you can't let that happen, right? You can't, like, you guys can't see it and I'll take a picture of it, but in front of my desk I have this little wooden piece that has a quote on it, and it says, don't let anyone steal your shine or dull your shine. And I always thought of myself like, yeah, I'm this, you know always smiling personality, right? Always loving. But there is a person here behind this smile. I can be upset. I could be like mad. And so I want to ensure that don't let other people, empower others and to steal that away from you. And David says that I do get mad. I do get mad. Yeah, that's my husband right here. Oh man. But it's just about embracing who you are. And once you start seeing that, like, man, that energy that comes around, the attraction that happens, it's crazy. And you start seeing like all the things that are starting to come back to you. And you're like, wow, all it took was for me to say this out loud and get rid of that, and face something that you've been fearful. and you'll see your life will definitely turn around and for the best, right? For the better, and it takes practice, and you always have to kind of remind yourself. It's just like positive affirmations. I'm not the best person for that, but I'm trying to be. I am open to changing, and so I'm open to putting in the effort. I just, kind of forget. I get lost in my crazy day sometimes, and I don't tell that to myself, right? And so, but what you say to yourself is important.
It's like you
So,
said before when you read the Secret Garden. You told me about reading that book, and I was like, just give me the cliff notes of it. And you were basically telling me like it's about how the vibes that you put out. You resonate with that's out there. So if you put out positive vibes, that's what you're going to attract. That's what's going to become a part of your inner circle. And if you put off negative vibes, that's also what you're going to attract. It's that kind of like relationship. So if you put yourself in a positive, headspace, then that's your choice. That's your power. Don't let anybody else basically bring you down. If somebody else is being grumpy or down or in the dumps, try to uplift them. But don't take that on yourself. Don't bring yourself down and let your shine, get dulled because of that.
I really
It's a
needed to hear
powerful thing
that.
when you definitely get your mind into it.
Yeah, it's hard to be around people that are like Eeyore, like I'm like, okay, come on, open the windows, let the sun shine in, let's get the day going. But that book, it reminds me of the book too that came out, 2000, The Secret.
yeah,
Remember that book?
that's it.
That's what
That's
I meant to
exactly what
say.
he was
Yeah, I didn't
referencing.
read the
Yeah,
book,
the
obviously.
secret.
Yeah, The Secret Garden. What are you thinking, Will?
I'm between clutches and gardens right here. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Well, we all hear it, and we all hear it all the time. We get, sometimes it's funny, right? That we are like, hey, you attract who you are, right? And so you start seeing your partners, or you start seeing the people around you, or you start seeing your clients, right? Like sometimes they come in threes too. Like it's like the same personality, and all of a sudden they all come at once. And so we hear that, right? You are who you attract, right? So then think about that. I mean, maybe be purposeful. So if you have an off day, maybe lean back, lay back a little bit, not, maybe not put yourself out there too much, because that energy that you might want to put out, you might not be attracting the best thing for you. That's going to help you achieve your goals, right? And so get yourself right, and then get out. And I do that a lot. I do retreat a little bit. And the ones that are really close with me here, they see that. They've seen me a little quiet, disconnected in a way. But it's because I'm working on myself, and I want to be the best person out there for you, for my family, for my clients. And it's going to project into that, right? And so even with my clients, when I'm doing negotiations, people get emotional. Maybe there's something that happened in the transaction that everyone's, on their last nerves, they're crying, they're upset, and you're kind of just like, hold on, take a moment, take a breath. I say let it marinate. I don't react. I I don't like to react, and yes, I can. I'm capable of. But if you take a moment to reflect, the outcome might be different. And you could have controlled an outcome that could be really bad for a transaction, let's say. If you just stayed put, let things simmer, let everyone's emotions kind of slow down a little bit, and then you come in and take over and take control and see it through the end. So I've seen that time and time again. So it will, that kind of energy, that kind of mindset, it does project into your business. And so, make sure that you're practicing every day a little bit of it, and being aware of, the energy that you are putting out, yourself, and it'll translate into other things in your life. So yeah, guys, I know we got a little deep. I didn't intend to get this deep, but yes, I did. If you know me, yes, I did. I like to get deep in that sense of the word, emotions. But thank you guys. If anyone has anything to say or to share, or any questions you may have, or maybe facing personal business, anything that we can do. I love you too, Katia. Thank you guys. Courtney, Would love to connect with you about Texas. How was it? Let me know.
Good morning,
All
Cindy. Yeah,
right.
I'll definitely reach out to you. I don't know if you can hear me very well. Yeah, I will definitely reach out to you about that. Yeah, it was a good meetup yesterday. I got to meet a lot of guys and some team players uh, closer to home, so to speak. So it was really really good. Excellent presentation. Learned some more. Yeah, definitely looking to see how we can start doing some growing together with that for sure. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll reach out to you. Well, guys, I do appreciate you being here on, today with me and hearing me out. And I know some of these topics are very deep, but I promise you they do translate into your business and it'll elevate you and it'll get the right people around you. And so I want to end with gratitude, and I want to say I'm grateful to have this opportunity to share with you guys and pour myself out to you, and just grateful to to be here with you all. So thanks for allowing me to lead you and speak to you, and anything I can do for you guys, I'm here. And stay tuned for more freedom trainings and webinars and coaching and everything. Have a great one, guys.